Located in the center of southern Africa and home to one of the 7 natural wonders of Africa, the Okavango Delta, Botswana is now taking a gamble on its ingenuity.
When I think about Botswana, I think of a country that's capable, if activated the right way, can actually do wonders.
A country of critical thinkers embracing a new age, moving into an era when knowledge, not minerals, will power the economy.
Innovation is important, especially in Africa. This is a continent that is filled with potential.
Applause for all of you.
Innovation is not about age, it's about your dream. And if you dare to dream big, then you can make a difference.
The emergence of innovative hubs and clubs is empowering a community of trailblazers. This is Botswana Rising. This is Inside Africa. There's an awakening happening in Botswana.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing.
The country is embracing creativity, uniqueness, and preparing itself for the 4th Industrial Revolution.
The first time I fit a hearing aid, it's just amazing.
Wow, I can hear something.
It's a magical moment. We manufacture affordable solar-powered hearing aids made by people who are hearing impaired for people with a hearing loss. My name is Katsiga. I'm the co-founder of Diversification. What I love most about what I do is when you fit a hearing aid for the first time for a kid who has never heard a mother speaking, a father, or never heard any sound, that expression, her eyes light up. So it's, for me, that's the moment really where I'll be like, wow.
Botswana engineer Tendikai Katsiga is on a mission to give a voice to the voiceless, one hearing aid at a time.
For us, we believe that only through education we can break the cycle of poverty. So if we can provide a solar-powered hearing aid to a child who's 3 years old, it provides them with an opportunity to attend school and hence providing them with a brighter future.
Tendikai is the founder of Diversification, a company claiming to have created the first ever solar-powered hearing aid.
You can't find hearing aid batteries in rural Africa. People rather buy bread than buy hearing aid batteries. So we harnessed the power of the sun and came up with what we call a solar-powered hearing aid. This was entirely designed by hearing impaired students from Ramotswa School of the Deaf. How many children have we met today? Oh, that's good. Good. We also have the hearing impaired people who are also making the product which they use. All the input came from them.
Diversification says its battery can be charged using the sun, a household light, or a cell phone plug. It also says its rechargeable battery can work in 80% of the hearing aids being sold today.
The current price of a hearing aid on the market starts at $1,000, whereas ours starts at $100. It consists of 4 rechargeable batteries, a hearing aid, and a solar charger. That means for a period of 3 years, you don't need to buy any hearing aid batteries. And if you look at it, we're still running a sustainable business.
Spaces like the Neo Hub Innovation Lab are at the forefront of this momentum, hoping to plant the seeds for tomorrow's pioneers.
Would you like to share with us how you would like to change the world?
I would like to change the world by donating food, clothes, and making sure the less privileged have homes.
Oh wow, this is amazing. Please clap hands for Tanya.
The vision of the Now Hub is really a space of where anyone who steps in belongs, but it's a space where people can co-create, collaborate, innovate, and be a part of a community.
I want to change the world by donating books to the less privileged.
Zinzi Letsididi named the hub after her grandmother Neo, which means a blessing or a gift. She founded the Neo Hub after leaving a successful corporate career to explore an opportunity to help others, especially kids, tap into their creative energy and strengths.
Hi champions, I've had people invest in me and help unleash my potential. So we thought, what better way? Why can we not help unleash other people's potential? We believe everyone has a gift, or everyone is meant to be a blessing.
Because it's also important to be proud of you, right?
This is our creative space. This is literally the space where you can either write on the windows, write on the blackboard, however you'd want to do it. Hi. Oh wow.
We need to embrace the innovation that we were birthed with. We need to allow ourselves to be okay to think outside the box, be okay to fail, be a part of an evolving economy. So innovation in Africa is pivotal.
The Neo Hub is 100% citizen-owned and a creative space that offers enterprise business development for young children.
One of our flagship activity is entrepreneurship for kids. From as young as 5 years old to 14 years old. This is to instill a culture of leadership at a young age and a culture of embracing innovation at a very young age.
We're in our year of infancy, but in the midst, imagine a business birthed in a pandemic. So it's been a beautiful mess, but a beautiful mess that has made impact so far. You know, being able to see young people interact with the future leaders that they would like to be and be able to get some lessons out of it. You know, getting young people come back to you and said, you've made a difference in my life. You've made me believe in myself. I believe that I can do this.
Zinzi isn't the only one who recognizes the untapped potential. For several years now, Botswana has been laying the groundwork to shift to a more knowledge-based economy, one that relies on the fast creation of knowledge in novel frontiers and access to that new information. It's out of this that innovation is born. Zinzi believes the people of Botswana are uniquely positioned to contribute to a bright future.
You cannot innovate by yourself. You try, you test, you share, you implement, you execute, but you can't do that all alone. So just embracing the fact that innovation is a community effort, is a team effort, and the synergies that are shared. The community aspect of it is that rare gem and that rare ingredient into being an innovative nation.
And Zinzi hopes to be both a resource and a catalyst.
The Noah Hub is preparing people to embrace the new world. You know, we live in times that are constantly evolving, and a 5-year-old who's going to be 20 years old at some point in time, you don't want them to miss on the essence of leadership that they could have learned at a younger age. So we want to inculcate these leadership skills, these innovative skills, being creative at a young age so that they are prepared for the new world.
Botswana is entering a new era, moving away from a mineral-led economy to one driven by knowledge and innovation.
Can I promise you that I will join hands with you to make the world a better place?
The key to that shift is tapping into the potential of even the youngest citizens. Once young minds become empowered, the possibilities are endless.
I've traveled the world, but I always come home. There's no place like Botswana. The people are amazing. The food is lovely.
Captain Komoto Fatima has been flying for over a decade. Becoming a pilot was a dream she says goes back to her childhood growing up next to an airport.
As a young girl, I used to see aeroplanes flying over our houses. I used to look at them and wonder, how does this aircraft go into the sky? How can I be part of it? Deep down my heart, I just had this absolute knowing, this absolute belief that this is where I'm going to end up.
She also credits her community for helping her take flight.
They say it takes a village to raise a child. Every elder in the village is your parent. I think the beauty of African culture is that when you have made it in life, that's why it's very, very important for you to go back and also help someone and put the ladder for them so that they too can reach somewhere.
And today, she's doing just that through her organization Dare to Dream.
We are here at Botswana Innovation Hub Science and Technology Park. Today we are having students from Kagiso Senior Secondary School to do the robotics and coding program. Why do you think 3D printing is needed?
It makes building of structures easier.
It makes building of structures easier. That's brilliant. You can make projects together as a team, and then we will design 3D printable objects. Here we are teaching 3D modeling, which is the bedrock of robotics and coding.
These students will also get to represent Botswana in the annual international robotics competition called First Global Challenge.
FIRST stands for Inspiration and Recognition in Science and Technology. This is a competition that is done by all the countries across the world. Young people come up with solutions to solve the world's pressing problems by using robotics and coding.
While Komoto will always love flying, she says her #1 mission right now is empowering the next generation.
No matter the challenges, no matter where they've grown up, they should rise above and try to make something of their lives. And also, after being successful, go back to the villages, to the communities, and try to uplift other young people. We can change the narrative of Botswana. We can change the narrative of the African continent. Africa has a lot of young people. What a better way to build the continent by nurturing the young.
Enter the Kagiso Senior Secondary School Robotics Club. Started in 2017, this club is hoping to program a new future for students through robotics and coding.
We teach them building skills like engineering skills and also some coding so that whatever they have been able to build, they can be able to make it move and do things.
For the students, the club atmosphere is an important element to inspiring, designing, and nurturing trailblazing ideas, in the same way that many startups seek out co-working spaces.
I've learned problem-solving skills. Normally, when we are given missions and we're to complete them, coming up with a robot, a model that is coming straight from our head, you realize there are a lot of people with a lot of amazing ideas. And if we take those ideas and cooperate them together, you come up with this amazing thing. So it has taught me that teamwork really helps, and it can take not only us but our country together very far.
So our students can be very creative. As you can see that this is just recycled material, and here they were building an aid car which will take aid to people who are in the remotest areas.
Generating ideas and solutions that reach beyond the classroom into real life. It's exactly what founder Khawana Karabo dreamed of when forming the club.
This club here is helping Botswana's vision of becoming a knowledge-based economy, and students get to know that their ideas are not just the best all the time. Sometimes they have to give way to better ideas from their peers.
And it seems the younger generation already recognizes that in order for Botswana to make the economic shift, it's going to take inventive ideas in a variety of sectors.
I want to go into the field of medicine. Like maybe as a doctor, I'll be like encoding instructions into a robot that would be operating on a person. So I think it's really important.
Whether it's robotics, virtual reality, artificial intelligence, or scientific advances, they're all part of what's known as the Fourth Industrial Revolution. And the future is wide open for entrepreneurs like Kedumetsi Lipi and Tawanda Matambo. The two saw a long-time obstacle that required some out-of-this-world thinking to overcome.
This is our Kedlipi solar backpack. It's a bag that we have been innovated to solve the problems that the kids in rural areas are having. So this bag, what it does, a kid will carry it going to school, and when they are walking to school, it's charging. And at late night, they don't have to worry about whether the electricity is there or the parents can't afford the electricity. They will just have to pull this light off and then just, voila, there's light, and then they can just read, do their homework.
The story behind the solar backpack is a personal one and an example of how an effort to help one person can end up helping many.
When we made this, it was at a time when we looked at a young man who was down, his spirits were low, and when we looked at the family setup, it was a rural setup at the cattle posts, and this child had to go from school to home and tend to cattle, come back. They had no shoes, they didn't even have a bag to carry their books, it was in a plastic. And what touched our hearts was the potential the young man had. So we took what we saw and decided that we were going to make a difference, not only for the African child, for Botswana child, but for the African child at large. And we came up with a blueprint of a solar backpack.
We have to find ways of using the motherland so that we can innovate for it and solve the problems that we have.
Which means developing ideas for even global problems like the pandemic.
This is the first and one of our prototype, an automatic diagnostic combo machine. It's a system that is an entrance control system. It captures their temperature through the facial recognition, and then if they are not registered into our system, they'll be able to scan their ID here, their information pops us, and it registers them automatically.
In the meantime, the men are focusing their problem-solving brainpower on the next generation.
It's about your dream, and if you dare to dream big, then you can make a difference.
In Botswana, a new ecosystem is forming. One that's growing a different kind of workforce. The country is evolving from its resource-based economy to one driven by the creation of knowledge. Part of the shift means reprioritizing education for Botswana's next generation. We've seen how kids as young as 5 are learning to innovate and are empowered to dream big. Also key to a knowledge-based economy is access to new learning and environments that foster new ideas.
I would like to use one quote by John Dewey. John Dewey in 1917, he said, if we are going to teach students of today like we taught yesterday's, then we are going to rob them the future. Jobs of today are different, so if you are going to teach them using the old syllabus, then that means obviously then we are going to rob them their future.
So Thuso Otusitse decided to fill what he saw as a gap.
As an innovator, you look at the problem around you, because where you see people struggling, that tells you that there's an opportunity for that.
He founded Classmate Online, a digital platform for primary, junior and secondary schools. It provides educational content and promotes student collaboration outside the classroom.
How is it going? How is the progress?
The Classmate app has actually brought education to the fingertips of the students, that even in the comforts of your home, you're able to access all forms of education on any subject you're interested in. The app actually has a community on it whereby you have a class or you can have a group which you can use to discuss and learn everything.
Otusitse wants young Botswanans to know they have a stake in the country's future and to feel empowered to be part of it.
For the longest time, our country has been relying on the minerals, and we know that minerals are not forever. So if you talk about knowledge-based economy, it's something that, I mean, nobody can take it away from you, especially for fourth industrial revolution. We all have shares, you know. I mean, you can come out with something. It's just a matter of developing a new skills and then boom.
Otusitse speaks from experience. While his potential for innovation may have always been there, he wasn't always in the technology field.
I've started learning how to do graphics and stuff like that. I mean, you'll be surprised. I'm an architect by profession, but I moved away from, being an architect to, being into ICT. So the future is bright.
Whether an educational app or another enterprising idea, innovation is often born out of collaboration, which is why workspaces that allow knowledge sharing can be vital.
Hi. My name is Tabuko Makalema. I'm an entrepreneur and a problem solver.
Accelerate from Stanbic Bank is one such hub.
When we conceptualized it, it was really to come up with a safe haven for entrepreneurs, for SMEs, for startups, and just for young people, really as Stanbic Bank's solution to try and support with youth unemployment and the entrepreneurship agenda that we have as a country.
In the last several years, Botswana has launched initiatives meant to support incubators and accelerators. For author, entrepreneur and radio host Mang Kochafalo, an environment like Accelerate was desperately needed.
I'll say this space has been a great blessing to me and to everybody who is in our platform. When I started in 2015, there was nothing of this sort. I was running everything on my own resources. This space has allowed me to do as a writer is to give me the opportunity to actually observe the stories of young entrepreneurs and innovators as they unfold, their struggle of what they go through. I like those people who come in and they're shy and they sit in their corners, and I go over there and talk to them and I hear what they're trying to build.
Reaching those who are just starting out, providing more opportunities, that's all part of the goal.
I think the future is really promising. We have challenges, and those challenges are spurring us to find solutions, particularly leveraging the youth demographic. Add on to that the prevailing pandemic. I've chosen to also look at it from another lens to say there's the COVID dividend, so we've been isolated, we've had to change and alter the way we do things. I think it has catapulted us forward to embrace technologies, innovation, and all other forms of doing things.
The space is giving me the sense of home, and I think that's the most important part. Knowing that you have a home that you can come to and do whatever it is that you want to do.
The creation and sharing of new ideas is the first step, but hub creators see this new workspace and workforce having a long-term impact.
We want you to have the ideas, and we're going to give you a platform to test those ideas, to try those ideas out, and most importantly, birth those ideas into something that's amazing, something that's going to change the history of the country. The adage is true, youth is where it's at. If anything is going to change, it's going to be us giving young people an opportunity to make a change in our country, and we're going to try and support.
Whether a rural or urban setting, it's about creating opportunities and space for inventive ideas to blossom.
So innovation is so important in any context, any part of the world. It's more especially important for us because I'm a Botswana. I'm passionate about helping Botswana see things differently. I'm just passionate about people coming together and collaborating, partnering, talking to each other. It brings me to life.
It's about making knowledge accessible.
Botswana is going in the right direction because almost every school is connected now. Even the most remotest, fully connected, and they even hired ICT officers who are manning the operations there. So you can see that from His Excellency, the first speech when he ascended to his seat, he actually talked about knowledge-based economy. He actually talked about digital transformation. So you can see that this is exactly where now Botswana is going.
Innovation does not matter what color you are. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, but a lot of the time we've realized that certain roles and certain jobs need to be demystified so that there is that gender balance and gender equality.
Education, accessibility, the facilities. These are all integral to Botswana's future. And it's about empowerment, starting with the youngest of citizens.
We are in an era where the African child is emerging, and I think technology is making a difference globally. We need to empower the young African child, and we need them to believe that their resources can make a difference in the world. With innovation, we can be a part of the global network, and we can offer solutions, not only to Africa, but to the world at large. Botswana, being a diamond country in itself, has many diamond people such as ourselves and other innovators. And we hope to also inspire young children to come and join us and also make a difference to other youngsters